we've reached the finale, guys. Open eyes.
I'm drowning in despair. There's no place for me. I give you my all and I'm setting it free. Lost in the darkness, I stand alone. I open my eyes, I'll see again. The light is shining, the darkness is dead. A new beginning, I will fight again. I'll rise above, I'll run miles on and on. I'll go beyond, I will overcome.
Ooh, I like the harmony.
Into pieces by a world you had shown. You give and take and you break me. You give and take and I break. I was lost and confused in a place in my head. Damage ruined, I played again. I hit the bottom, I reached the end. I will fall, I will break away.
I like this one a lot.
Open my eyes, I see again. The light is shining, the darkness is dead. A new beginning, I will fight again. I'll rise above, I'll run miles on and on. I'll go beyond, I will overcome. Now I see the light.
I like this. This is a really good song.
Now I see the light. There's life inside.
Thank you for the follow, wow.
Open my eyes, I see again. The light is shining, the darkness is dead. A new beginning, I will fight again. I'll rise above, I'll run miles on and on. I'll go beyond, I will overcome.
I like that one a lot. It was a really, really good song. Really fairly good album. You know, I'm really surprised at how good this album was. You know, like, I know it sounds like an asshole thing to say, but I'm just really surprised from like an indie band, like how good the production is and everything. And you know, you guys aren't signed, right? It's like,
No.
it's wild, man. Like it's.
We were just talking about that when you were like on one of the songs that you were reviewing. We were just talking about how people always say exactly what you just said right now when I'm sending them like links, because I constantly spam people on X and on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, check out my band. If you like these bands, check us out. And the first thing they say is they are surprised at what the production and the structure of the songs and the songwriting, how good it is compared to like what they thought it was going to be. So that's not an asshole thing. I hear that every day, and I love hearing that. That's fucking good to hear. So continue on.
Hell yeah. So dude, I think that might be one of my favorite tracks on the album. I don't know. I really like that. That's really good.
Open Eyes. Was it something you were expecting, or is it like
it's
something that came out of nowhere?
It just came out of nowhere. It's like, what?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. After you hit play, we were like, Cody's like, that one's gonna be surprising for him. Like, yeah, maybe.
All right, man. Let's jump into this review, man. I'm really impressed with this album, especially from an indie band. You know.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. I'm gonna keep you guys on the line. I'm gonna talk over it. Basically how I do this. I'm gonna pick my 3 favorites. So my pause picks for this album are. I'm gonna listen to some of it a little bit.
Oh, you never. We got sick. What she said. The patience, but
I think my favorite on this album is going to Artificial Infection. Yeah, I think that's definitely gonna win. Definitely gonna get the first place. I don't know. It's just fucking awesome. It's
in your
fast paced. It's in your face. Yeah, it's just fucking awesome song. I love it. I think the second one, I'm gonna give it to Open Eyes. I like that. I love the synth on that track. The saw wave synth on that track it just goes perfect. It's like it kind of reminds me of that track from my friends in Germany, Cypcore, and they made that King of Rats track. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like something I never heard from the band, and it just kind of had the wow factor of this track as well. Wasn't expecting that. Really good. All right, number 3. My third favorite.
I can't.
Yep, Disconnect. I think Disconnect. Disconnects is coming.
I taught myself right now. I'm like, it's gonna be Disconnect.
I was thinking that's second or third, but yeah.
The Toxic is good, but fuck, Disconnect is really good, dude. I really like that.
Yeah.
And the video is really cool too. But yeah, definitely my 3 favorites. All right.
Oh, yeah.
The album MVP, and this is the most valuable player on the album. Hang on. Cody, do you scream on this, or you just sing? Or is that Pito's screaming?
So it's me on most all of the album except for on Bleed. Pito has the second verse, but it's all me on the vocals on the recording.
Okay. I love the guitar in this too. I love the drums in this too, but I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to give this one to Cody. I think Cody gets MVP for this album. It's just, dude, I love the screaming. I love the melodic vocals. And dude, I really appreciate you adding me as a friend too, because like not many band members do that, because they're like they think I'm a stalker or some shit. You know?
No, dude,
thank
you've
you for
been
being
cool
here.
as fuck, and you've been cool as fuck, and thank you for sharing us with your audience and inviting us on. And we are all very personal. Like we love meeting everybody and building relationships and making friends with people. And there's been so many like people that were originally like that didn't know us that were fans originally that now are friends that like we, you know, when we've come back into town, like when we played and whatnot, we'll hang out with them and have food with them, have drinks with them, whatever. And like I always tell people, like this is like it's weird calling people fans. I always think of them as friends, regardless if I know them on a personal level or not, because they're supporting something that we're doing and that we're working our asses towards, and they connect with us in that sense. And it's like it's more than just a fan thing. I think I consider it more like a friendship, family type of deal than a fan thing. So
I feel that. I definitely agree with that. With as far as fans, definitely keep that going for you, man. If you guys get signed, don't forget that. Don't ever forget where you come from. A lot of bands do when they get signed,
not, man.
So.
We're all blue collar fucking working ass fucking dudes like that. You know, we're all from the same generation, so we, you know, that get your ass kicked, get your ass beat, fucking. If you're out of line and you know your parents get down on you for you know you have to work for things, you're not entitled, and we're definitely not from that fucking that era. We're from the era of We also got a sick sense of humor, and grew up with Beavis and Butthead,
Don't we all?
Jackass, South Park, Simpsons, all that shit. So like we don't get
Rick and
offended
Morty.
easily.
Rick and Morty. Can we be friends? Rick and Morty.
We have to actually censor ourselves sometimes because it's like, all right, we're not trying to get canceled, so
Yeah.
you got to behave a little bit.
Dude, Rick and Morty is the shit, man. It's like one of my favorite shows ever. So.
I started getting into that. I need to get back into it.
So
I've heard a
good.
lot of good things.
All right, man. This is probably my favorite part. This and genres. We're gonna go with we're going with similarities. What are we getting with similarities with this album? Okay, so 2 of the bands I mentioned on the stream, but I'm just gonna jump right into the number 1 similarity, but I can't really name it like number 1 through 5. They're all similarities. El Nino. El Nino is definitely on here for a similarity. I feel like fans of El Nino would love to listen to this band, and I definitely want to put them down for FFO for this album. So definitely go in there. Old and new. And I own Revolution, the vinyl. So
Great album.
I love that. I love that fucking band. I seen them live before they were even famous with Linkin Park and Puddle Mud. So they're sick. Number 2, Twin Method. So as I was saying in the stream, Twin Method has the same vocal style as Cody and Pito. They have 2 vocalists. They have a screamer and they have a singer. And dude, they're fantastic. If you guys never heard them before, please look them up. Definitely listen to Lost Signal. Right Lost Signal was fucking sick as hell. But the whole album is awesome. But yeah, definitely Twin Method are definitely on here. Number 3, Mudvayne. Yes, Mudvayne.
yes.
100%, dude. Dude, the vocals. It has melodic Chad vocals in this album. There's the melody of Chad is here. The screams not so much. Kinda yeah, kinda yes. Kinda yes, kinda no. But dude, you nailed the melody of Chad's vocals on this album for
huge
sure.
Fucking compliment, because Chad Gray is definitely on that top list for me on for vocal influence for sure. So
for me, it's Chino, dude. I love Chino. Can't you
girlfriend-
tell, bro?
my
Look at all this
girlfriend
shit around
loves
me, you know?
yeah, my girlfriend loves Chino. She loves the Deftones.
Oh my god, it is my favorite
Chino's
band
an
of all
Oregonian.
time.
Yeah, Chino lives here in Oregon.
Really? I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought he lives in fucking Cali. He must have moved.
No,
Not anymore.
he's lived out here for a number of years now. He lived in Bend for a bit and then ended up moving to Portland, but he's constantly at shows
Bend?
like, that come through town.
I was in Bend.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wow.
Yeah, he had a house out in Bend for a while.
That's
and then
cool.
He ended up moving to Portland.
That's cool.
I've
Have you met him?
met him long ago, but not since he's been around here. But I had hung out with him back when he was doing that. What was the other band he had? Sleep
Crosses.
something.
Crosses
Team
and
Sleep.
Team
Team
Sleep.
Sleep.
Team Sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hung out with him and Abe one night. It was pretty cool.
That's
Actually,
really
Chino
cool.
actually brought me on stage and let me sit at his feet the whole show.
Oh, dude,
It's
that's so
freaking
sick.
wild.
That's so sick, dude.
His band Crosses is fucking badass. I saw them live
Yeah.
at the Hawthorne.
Team Sleep, dude. They need to return. They need to make another fucking album. I fucking love Team Sleep.
I'll have to check it out because I never gave Team Sleep a chance because I liked the Deftones so much back then that I was like, oh, I don't want to hear anything other than what he's doing with the Deftones.
All right, I'm gonna end the rant. So the next one is Tetrarch. I do the guitars and the bass. It just reminds me of like Diamond from Tetrarch, and
I'll have to check them out because I've never
the
heard of those guys. I've
composition
heard the
is
name.
also Tetrarch as well, and they're new metal as well. So they're newer new metal, but yeah, they're pretty sick. They sound like a Dima, but they're really good.
Tetrarch. I'll have to check them out.
I'm a huge
I'll
new
put that
metal
on my
fucking
watch later,
fan.
so I
So.
can watch it tonight.
And there's so many fucking new metal bands, it's ridiculous. All right, final American Head Charge, 100%. Dude, the aesthetics, the composition, the music, definitely American Head Charge.
yeah.
Inspired music, definitely.
Dude, thank you so much for not using Slipknot because I don't understand. People see the mask.
Only that
and
one
they
track.
instantly Think.
Only that one
yeah,
track.
only that one track, and I would agree, and it's because it's our heavier track. But like, always people want to say that we sound like. I don't feel like we sound like Slipknot at all. Like, there's not anything about us really other than the mask. that
Or
people
Mushroom Head.
say.
You don't sound like
Even
Mushroom Head at all.
I mean, we're Mushroom Head. I don't hear that either, just because like I can't say I was honestly ever influenced by Mushroom Head. we had Waylon on a track,
Mm-hmm.
and I was never the biggest Mushroom Head fan, but when we had the opportunity to tour with them and to play with them when they came through town, I'm like, well, I could see how fans would like us that like them, and vice versa. So yeah, it would make sense. But like I can't ever say that I ever used Mushroom Head as an influence for like my vocal style or the music direction that we went. So like whenever people mention Slipknot to us right away, I'm like, oh, you're looking at the look. You probably haven't actually heard us, because I don't feel like our sound is Slipknot at all.
No, definitely not. I don't know if you guys are watching the stream right now, but above my head, there's another band that I fucking love called Filter, and Richard Patrick.
Oh yeah, I know Filter.
He signed my vinyl.
We played with Filter.
So
we actually played with Filter. We played with Filter.
fucking love that band.
We played with Cold Chamber, Filter, American Head Charge, and Combi Christ here in Portland. Back in 2015, we opened up the show and fucking got to meet all those guys and shit. And it was cool.
I bought that signed vinyl. I was like, I have to have this. It was like $200 or some shit, but I was like, no, I gotta have this.
Badass.
All right, genre of this album. Oh, it's 100% new metal. We're gonna give it the new metal. I mean, obviously it's new metal. There's rapping. There's there's scatting, not really scatting, but there's rapping, and there's like melodic vocals, and there's like fucking fucking riffs in it, and it's like, yeah.
You like my little ode to Jonathan Davis and David Draymond during Agastopia, the rap?
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
I did that on purpose with full intention. I'm like, if we're gonna do a fucking song, like new music, I gotta do that at least in one song in our career. We've never done that before. I want to fucking do this.
Number 2, industrial. It's definitely industrial. I definitely do hear that industrial style in your guys' music. It kind of sounds a little bit like newer Sitecore, but not really. I can't really give them for FFO. But yeah, definitely industrial sounding music. And then number 3, as I said, trance. I said techno, but I was like, oh, this ain't techno. This is trance. So definitely trance. And that's wild. I never heard a band do trance before. That's new metal, and it's really, really cool until you guys came to the channel. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Number 4, melodic. It's very melodic vocals, even melodic rapping too in here as well, and there's some melodic kind of like rips in here too. 5. I could say prog, but I think experimental. Yeah, it's a very experimental album. Just kind of like you don't know where it's going to next, but it's not prog. But there's a lot of just like kind of just random stuff in here, like, oh, you pretty little thing. It's like that's very avant-garde, which is another word for experimental. If you didn't know, experimental, avant-garde, same thing. But I'll give you guys an avant-garde for genre. But yeah, definitely. The implication. This is the hardest part of doing this. All right, so I'm gonna take a look at your album cover first. Try to situate what's going on here. So you got, all right. So you got like a fucking baby. There's a baby inside like a, it looks like a decompression chamber. Kind of like it's inside. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's a CPU. That's a CPU on a
motherboard.
Fucking motherboard, yeah. So the motherboard is the mother of the child, the CPU is the child. Artificial infection. This is talking about, I think that this album is getting at how fake society is, how fake people are in the world, and it's an infection. You can't stop it anymore. It just keeps growing and growing. People are getting stupider and more stupid as the minute goes on. And just kind of like, it's just, everything is just so fake in this world. Like social media, fake. It's just, I don't know, people are paying for fucking views, paying for followers and stuff like that. And they have like fucking 1 million followers. And it's like, how do you get that many fucking followers without paying for it, But yeah, I think this is definitely getting in the idea of that we live in a fake world, and it's time to open our eyes to the real one.
Yep, dude, you nailed it. That's fucking cool. Yeah, it's crazy you got that, but we try to make it as obvious as we can, but people, sometimes don't always get the message, which is fine with me, because whatever you make it, that's what it means to you, and I like that too. So But yeah, the album definitely is very inspired by, you know, we're not a political band. We don't preach politics or anything. I always tell people that, but we do like to point out like the obvious, which is, you know, like you just said, people that are so fake and so like worried about social media and statuses. And I always use this analogy. Like the one thing that inspired me when I started this band was I lived in this apartment complex, like out in the hood of Salem, and there was literally a neighbor of mine that's rolling in a Hummer H2 and he's living in apartments. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing living in an apartment? Yeah. Well, how do you afford that for one? For two, where the fuck are your priorities? You worry so much about what you're driving in that you live in an apartment complex but you're driving this H. It looks ridiculous. So like I'm like, okay, I need to start making fun of this shit and like pointing out people's faces and calling it out. And so that's my motivations, like stuff like that. But as we've gotten more into the, you know, the newer stuff, it's a lot more like personal stuff, like feelings that people can relate to, mental health, addiction, you know, heartbreak, that kind of stuff. Along with obviously that kind of stuff. So it's I want people to be able to learn some shit from it, be inspired from it, open their eyes, and, you know, take a look and think for themselves, but also be able to relate on a personal level, like when they're dealing with issues like, you know, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, heartbreaks from relationships and toxic relationships and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, well, fuck. I mean, I've been fucking doing this for like, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. I'm pretty good at it, to be honest. I've listened to a lot of music. Throughout my whole lifetime, I've listened to a lot of fucking bands before I even started this channel. Just, you know, just looking up. I found one of my favorite bands by accident on YouTube by looking up fucking Deftones, and that was Fight Star. Fight Star's fucking amazing. But yeah, I'll be sending some of the band Fight Star. They're fucking amazing, dude. Have you ever heard of the band called Gunship? They're a techno trance EDM band. The guitarist and the bassist are the bassist and guitarist for Fight Star in that band. But yeah, definitely. Oh fuck, I forgot about the rating. What am I gonna give this album? Okay, so there's only one track on here that I didn't really like, and it's because of the production on it, and that's Damaged. Damaged was very, very different production compared to the video. The video has better production, has more low end. This one just felt kind of, I don't know, it just felt, there's no meat on it as far as producers say. I've been producing for, I don't know, 3 years now, and there's just no meat, there's no low end. It's all mids and highs, you know. It's very, very narrow, as we say. It's very narrow. There's no lump in the beginning that you get from that low end. Like when I hear the bass drum, I don't get that thump that I should get during a bass drum EQ when I'm listening to music. So that one's gonna hurt you guys. Besides that, it is a good album. So I'm gonna give this album a 9 out of 10. I like this a lot. Yeah. It's really good. It's very unique, and I really appreciate you guys being here. If you guys want to join us, I'm talking to the audience now. If you guys want to join us for our next album reaction, it will take place next Saturday, and it's Devin Townsend Epic Loud. We'll be doing that next weekend. Oh, my birthday is also next Friday, so I gotta have a live stream request stream on Friday. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, happy birthday!
Thanks, guys. Don't be a part of that 95%. Click that motherfucking subscribe button. Click the like button. Leave a comment and share his content around. Because without you, this shit just stays in the empire. Peace.